and your name was a glorious place to start. Every account set to public, you want to be seen.
Have you ever wondered how the information you make public on social media can come back to harm you? While posting online, people often unknowingly disclose personal information with the public, which can be used to take their advantage in unexpected ways. As they say, anything on the internet stays there forever. So, one must be extremely careful of what they choose to share and who they decide to share it with. Privacy is a rare thing to find these days. A lot of people want it, but only a fraction of those know how to get it. With billions of users on social media apps, there is an increasing need for privacy. But it is still not an easily accessible right that every internet user holds. With the increase in number of social media apps, stats reveal a typical user has an account on more than 8 social media platforms. Each of these platforms comes with a settings page, and their organization and interface differs from each other. Jumping between these settings pages and understanding their complex organization can be exhausting. Hence, we present to you HideNoSeek, a desktop app that consists of a single dashboard and a simplified interface to handle settings from multiple social media apps, saving time, clicks, and efforts. Our app provides a centralized interface that allows users to control the privacy settings of different social media profiles from one single place. By streamlining the process of securing a user's profile, HideNoSeek saves time and reduces the effort required in keeping track of multiple social media platforms. A user no longer has to worry whether the privacy settings are set to the requirements across different profiles. Moreover, by summarizing different settings, the app creates an easy to understand interface. We provide three basic levels of privacy profile settings: very controlled profile, moderately controlled profile, and public profile. In the very controlled profile type, all settings will be made completely private, and other settings, such as who can send you a friend request, see your personal information, such as birth date, will be as restricted as possible. In contrast, a public profile would include the least amount of restrictions and thus the least amount of privacy from other users. This would include settings such as the content you post is visible to all. A moderately controlled profile will try to strike a balance between privacy and sharing information with online friends. We plan to make the application available in languages other than English and thus making it more user friendly for an Indian audience. Coming to how we envision the use of the application. A user will first log in with the social media accounts and provide us with relevant access. This shall include the ability to change the privacy settings. We shall ensure we do not pose a security threat to the user's account with this access and inform them of the measures we take to prevent breaches. The user can then access all the social media settings from our application's dashboard. From the different profile types mentioned earlier, the user will have the option to choose the profile which suits the security needs the best. The user can then change the relevant settings of all the social media apps using a single click. The changes would then be reflected without having the user to move away from our platform. Let's talk about the implementation of the app now. Most social networks do not let anyone alter privacy settings through API calls. The workaround we have thought of is to access the settings page, filter the appropriate headers, and fetch the toggles or options. On getting the references to the settings options, we would access a pre-created map corresponding to the security profile the user chose to list the appropriate settings to change. Once we know what settings to set, we would then alter the page's DOM elements using HTML and JavaScript, allowing us to change the settings using toggle buttons or a drop-down menu. We will then send a post request to materialize these settings. To know how successful we have been in making our dashboard user-friendly, we would be conducting user studies and surveys, monitoring how frequently the user opens our dashboard and how easy it is to understand the settings. Any user suggestions will be incorporated into our desktop app. We would also ask the user whether they would like some other feature on our platform and try to include that in our scope. Thank you from the Hide No Seek team. We don't pry, we see to your security needs. This video is brought to you by Mihir, Nishtha, Pragya, Rohma, Samia, Sunali, and Tanisha under the theme Privacy.